How's it going? So, I want to make a quick video about 5 life lessons that are good, and 5 life lessons that are bad, that the military will give you. So in my time through the military, I would say that there has been a lot of, how should I say this, good things that you can take away and will always be with you. Like, I learned this from the military, and it's a good life lesson that you can utilize going forward. And then there's life lessons that you'll never forget for negative reasons, and reasons that will always bother you, I guess, some people. But now, just stuff to learn. So, I'm going to start off with good life lessons. Depending on where you live in America, you might have less culture in places. What I mean is, let's say you live in Indiana, in the country, predominating 90% white. So when you see a person of color, you might be like, But there's so much diversity in the military that you get over that, and you learn, no matter what your skin color is, everybody is human. I would say that was a life lesson that I learned, that no matter who you are, you're a cool dude, you're a cool dude. I would say another life lesson that you learn, the second one, would be that money management. So, I used to think having $100, because I come from a poor area, was a lot of money. And some people, it is a lot of money. But when you get a steady check, every 2 months, every month, 2 checks, you learn the price of having money. So, in order to not live check to check and be an independent, the military teaches you that how to save money, use money. I know that sounds stupid, but a lot of people don't know how to use money, and they're going to learn real quick what happens when you don't know how to use money. I would say a third one is that no matter what you do for work, you have to try to make the best of it. Not everybody gets lucky and gets the job of their life and does stuff to make you extremely happy. I'm not saying be miserable, but make the best of your situation, I should say. A lot of people love the military, a lot of people hate the military, and you learn how to deal with struggle, if that makes sense. A lot of high pressure and struggle. Some people fall out. It happens, but you learn. I say another 4th life lesson I learned is pride. I know that's a sin, but you learn that if you put in good work, you can see results of your good work through your work. Like tardiness not really stay in the military because you're going to get in big trouble. So to be on time and work hard is skills that I learned in the military. I know this, you might be like, this ain't life lessons, but to me they are. Because you learn that what you do is rewarded, even if you don't think it's rewarded. Through financial, through social, and you build skills that you can use outside the military. I would say another great life lesson the military taught me is humility. I went to some countries that you could consider third world countries, and you bitch about things like this bag of beef jerky is $6. That is fine dining to some areas. You learn to be appreciative of what you got more than in your family. When you're away from everybody and it's just you by yourself, independence, you learn, like, man, my parents did a lot more than I thought, and I took it for granted. Now, there's a lot of negative life lessons that I learned in the military as well. I learned, even if you yourself can see your hard work pay off, doesn't always pay off. What I mean by that is, just like most of a lot of other jobs, there's a lot of politics that go into the military. You could be the #1 hardest working person in your department, and it doesn't amount to anything for reasons I'm not going to mention. I also learned that people who have power sometimes get high off that power and they take liberties. So you can have a guy who you can be cool with for years, get in power, total dickhead, because it goes to their head. Again, a life lesson, humility, that you should learn. A lot of people don't learn it. I would say a negative is that time. What I mean by time, a life lesson, is you're not the center of your own time anymore when you're in the military. If your boss calls you at 2 o'clock in the morning, you gotta get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Boss calls you up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You are on a salary, a military salary, and it's not your time, it's the military's time. They can work you 20 hours a day, 6 days, 7 days a week. Nothing you can do about it. Time is not your time, it's military time. And also, with that being said, with the time, is I learned that constructive time is important, but also hurtful. What I mean by that is, you want to do a good job, but you want to complete your task efficiently, but also you want to have work. So what I mean by that is you create work through cleaning, sweeping, sometimes wiping stuff. You do such a good job you can't just go home. You're on military time. So sometimes people sit around with finger in their ass, can't do nothing about it. The work's done. So you constructively create your own time. So I feel like time management is a big problem in the military because you make a plan, you work your ass off, you complete that plan, nothing's up, you can't just go home, you gotta keep working. And that creates a sense of complacency for people. So let's say you're efficient, do your job, sit on your ass. Some people get so used to sitting on their asses that it hurts them in the end because when it's time to more work come, bitching and moaning and complaining and used to it happens. Time management. You know, learn. You gotta work with it, man. You know, I'm not saying finesse it, but make it to where you're not complacent and sitting around doing nothing. Another life lesson I would say that's a negative is also where you're from. What I mean by that is even though you shouldn't do it, people love their politics. And people have their beliefs and cultures. What you say and do is held against you all the time, which it should be, but what I believe in Detroit, Michigan might be totally different in Houston, Texas. Two different philosophies of thinking and cultures growing up, and sometimes they clash. Should keep it separate, not always kept separate. Those are a few different